My name is Janice Thacker, and we're here in Wichita, Kansas at the final Friday. Miss Walker, a teacher at North High School, will kind of be our tour guide for her students. This is an AP project, correct?
Yeah, this is the 8th annual student art exhibit, but it is their show. It's not really a North High show, it is their show. They go through a year of preparing and planning their portfolios, and they pay for it. They have business cards, they have their posters about them. They are in charge of selling their own work, making the contacts. It is their show. But then it will be their portfolio for their AP. In AP, in other classes, you take a test, but in art, you actually send your portfolio. Over 20,000 portfolios go to New York every spring, and they are evaluated by a panel of judges and then sent back to them. And this is part of that work that the kids will be sending in next week.
So this sounds like a more advanced. Instead of the classroom, you're actually moving out into the business community.
Right. I'm trying to get them to realize what it's like to have a show, that it costs money, it's a lot of work. You don't just throw stuff together and say, okay, I'm done. You got to prepare it, you got to make it ready to hang, you've got to have labels, you've got to have, inventory lists, you've got to deal with money. There's a lot that goes into advertising, everything.
Okay, is there anything I didn't ask you? By the way, you've known these students for a while.
Yeah, only seniors are in AP. I try to get them ready, as freshmen, going through intro, drawing painting 1, drawing painting 2, and then AP studio art. I mostly have drawing and painting every year, but there is you can have a 2D portfolio, design portfolio, or a 3D. And I've had a couple of kids do the 3D design. But this year I don't have any of those. It's all pretty much drawing and painting this year.
Okay, so we're going to follow you around and you can kind of point out some of the student work. Is that okay?
Sure. This first young lady is Bailey Martin. Her mom, who this happens to be, is a teacher at North High. She's a photography teacher. Bailey is awesome kid. She's top 10. One of the top 10 graduates of our school. She's got a full ride for next year to St. Louis University. She is one of those kids that's all AP classes, but she is an awesome artist. And somebody said, oh, those are projected. And I was like, no, these are grid. We work with grids and show she's, grids still help and give you, but they give you points of reference. But she has drawn these all herself with pencil, working on shading, using graphite. But she really, obviously, is going after the realism.
Yeah.
The other walls are kind of a mixture. We have other students involved. We have Graham Jarvis, Adoniza Wolf, Maura Bailey's, Indiana Hellman. Just, we're kind of mixed up. When we hang the show, we try to make it so they complement each other. It's not like each kid has, well, this is one kid's wall and this is another kid's wall, but they're hung so they kind of complement each other and balance, so they work well together as the whole wall. But all the kids represented here. We've got graphite, we've got ballpoint pen, we've got watercolor, a lot of different media, acrylic. As I said, this is AP, and the kids develop their own portfolios, and it's up to them to decide at this point what they want to do and how they, want to handle it. I am a facilitator, but at this point, they need to take what they've learned all through school and find their way, or begin to find their way.
Well, I've noticed that the work here is hung professionally. All the name tags and prices are professionally done, and so that anybody walking in here would get a feeling of a real art show and art gallery.
And that's what this is all about. The kids are required to have their inventory, make business cards. They're carrying them around to hand people if anybody talks to them. We've got the notebook so that they are in charge of selling their own work. If somebody wants to buy something, they have to deal with the customer. I'm not doing it. It's theirs. But yeah, we wanted to realize that when you go to a gallery, you have to have things ready to hang on the wall. You can't just take a drawing and say, here, I want to show this. It's got to be ready. And they are students, they are kids, so they're matted rather than framed, but they are ready to hang. So it looks as good as we can.
Okay, so should we stop here, or do we need to go any further?
Well, tell me some more. I mean, it's a lot more the same. I mean, you might want to just walk through and look, but you're beautiful, you're beautiful.
Okay, so
What do you want to
Well, what inspired you to do the work? Did it take you a long time? Okay, usually what is...
Which one do you have?
I have five or six.
Which ones?
I have those two right there, the girl right there, and the girl behind her below her on the far right. And I have that one, self-portrait. And then I have Notorious. And then I have Audrey Hepburn over there.
Okay, so you pick out the ones that you want to talk about. You know, it doesn't have to be a long thing. It's just the type of media. What kind of material did you use?
Okay, I can talk about mine.
Okay, okay.
What did you ask me?
Okay, what inspired you to do the work? How long did it take you? It has to be something because your work is very... Good evening. We're on another panoramic wall at the Final Friday in Wichita, Kansas. The work behind me is a combination. It appears to be acrylic, some portraits, famous people, but you can see a lot of action. And so the artists in Wichita have a chance to come to the community. We're coming out of the classroom into the city. I think it's exciting that young people are pursuing art, not just as a pastime, but as a serious career. Hi, we're talking to Miss Johnson. She's a senior at North High, and also this is some of her artwork that she wants to talk about.
I was inspired by magazine editorial shoots, and that's kind of what both of these pictures are from. I recreated pictures of models from different magazines, and I used different graphite pencils, and they each took me about 2.5 weeks.
Do they have titles?
This bottom one is called Jasmine Sanders because that's her name, and then the top one is Lily Collins.
What I see you have a nice price there. What is your price, by the way?
Each of them are $75.
Okay, these are original artworks, and her research is done out of magazines, so you have a tendency to catalog and look for shapes and expressions that you like. Is that right?
Yeah, and I also like the arch of their eyebrows, and that's kind of why I chose each of them.
Well, I want to congratulate you. Your work has a realistic effect to it, so you are striving for that realistic look, not abstract, right?
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Again, we're at the Final Friday, 501 Commerce Street in Wichita, Kansas. The seniors from North High and West High are here exhibiting their work. They're stepping it up from the classroom to the business community. If you have a chance, be sure and mark your calendars for the Final Friday art event. Thank you.
Entertainment high, and the music is always popping. So, why don't y'all do me a favor real quick and put your hands together and give y'all
Well, look at that detail work.
round of applause.
I'm always saying there's a pencil artist out of New Orleans, and he's made his whole life with just pencil. So, you know, a lot of artists think they have to go to paint next, but you really don't. And so the ones that come to the university, we talk to them, we let them meet professional artists that are in their area, because the ones that do well do very well. And so they're going to be retiring, and we're trying to train artists here to take those slots. I don't know, do you have any closing comments? Tell me about some of the closing comments for this event.
Well, this is one of those experiences that you gotta live through. I can explain to the kids the importance of having everything matted and all the labels and all that we go through, but until you actually go through it, you don't get it. And being part of something like this, like right now it's kind of calm, and everybody that's here is family and friends, but later, when strangers start coming through and they get strangers wanting to know who they are and buying things from them, it really builds the excitement. And I really try to encourage the younger kids to come out and to go to the shows. A lot of them never have been to any shows ever or any museums ever. And, you know, I try really hard to get them to come out to see what it's like to help them then get excited so that they're a senior, then they can also go through something like this.
All right, so you're taking them from the classroom to the professional level, and so that's how Kansas does it. Thank you. Good evening. My name is Janice Thacker, and I'm here with Art That Touches Your Heart. We're at Southeast High School in Wichita, Kansas. We have an art teacher here this evening for a special event. Ms. Bangle, tell us what's going on this evening.
Well, tonight is our annual Gold Dust event, which is a talent show, but we have lots of art from all of our classes that we have here at Southeast. So it's anywhere from ceramics to drawing and painting students. So it's just a big night. We have it tonight, last night and tonight. So lots of art to look at.
Okay, thank you. She has one of her students here. He's a senior, and his name is?
Hi, my name is Daniel Brown.
Tell us something about your art.
My art is basically drawing of people and realistic and still lives and just basically from different pictures of color.
Okay, so your study, I see you have some real emotional pieces here. They're kind of impactful.
Yes, I like to draw whatever like pops my eye, and I like to put a twist on it. That's basically what I enjoy drawing and painting and sketching. I usually draw with colored pencils.
So your medium is colored pencils. Some of them it's almost a rear view look at life, life situations. Today's kind of pop art also. Okay. Hi, I'm here with Daniel Brown, and he's going to talk to us about his favorite piece, and it's to my immediate right.
Yes, okay, this is a drawing piece that I just finished, and it's one of my favorite actually. And I watched this movie which I got inspired by, which was called Mr. MP. And the characters I drew in this picture is Mr. MP. So it's one of my favorite, and I think it's one of my best works because I usually don't draw with charcoal, and I tried it right here, and it actually turned out pretty nice. So.
Okay, so this was a new medium for you.
Yeah, I worked with it in the past, but I never really liked doing it. Like, I'd always be like, oh my gosh, like I hate charcoal, like why do I do it? So Ms. Bangle, my art teacher, encouraged me to try it, and I did it. So I'm actually proud of its results.
Okay, so what kind of inspired you to go into art in the first place?
I think it's something that naturally picked up because my dad, he was an artist, and I'd always draw with him and stuff, and I'd always steal copy paper from my mom and be like, let's draw pictures all day long. But eventually, my dad grew out of it, but I kept drawing in my family.
Do you have any career plans as far as art?
Yes, I do. Like, I want to incorporate art in my life as much as possible. Like, I want to major in architectural studies, so I have a passion for art as well as buildings. So I feel like it would be awesome.
Right, creative problem solving. That's what artists do. Is that it? Okay, now we're going to go through the gallery. And we're going to look at the other art that you have on display this evening. Okay. Okay, we're back with Daniel Brown, and he's going to give us a gallery tour of his artwork.
Okay, so this first piece that I did is of a woman that I found on the internet, and I kind of enjoyed like her hair and the way it flowed. So I wanted to do a picture that pinpointed the hair, so I feel like that's what I accomplished in this one. And this next one is of a hamburger, and I love drawing food for some reason, like getting the texture of the work and just kind of like making it look juicy and realistic is kind of something I enjoy doing. And this one right here in the red is of a rear view reflection, and last year we did art where we like kind of focused on reflection, and I kind of want to do something new and kind of made a black and white picture and made the red make it pop out. Okay. And then this last one is of hair and basically of a beautiful woman where I try to make pop of color. I really didn't like how the color turned out. I felt like it was too orange, but I kept going with it. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you. And our sensational show at Southeast High School in Wichita, Kansas, and it's called Art That Touches Your Heart. This is a new dimension. We hope for not only Kansas, but the world to see Daniel's art. Thank you.
Yes, this show is basically our annual art show with all the visual art classes. We have 4 art teachers here, and I teach drawing and painting, and we have a pottery teacher, and we have a photography teacher, And we have a new teacher, which is some intro to art and 3D design class. So this just is all of the art the art teachers have kind of saved for over the year, and we put it all out on display. We have some senior tables that are strictly, Daniel Brown was a senior, and so he had a display by himself. But I think we have really great art here at Southeast. So we've worked really hard this year. I mean, the students have worked really hard. This is, let me show you. The students made these wonderful pots, and the insides are supposed to be really bright colors. So I don't know if I can find one that's a bright color. One thing about Southeast, we do have a wet lab, which is a darkroom photography teacher, and so she teaches the darkroom lab. It does have the chemicals, and so students are fascinated by that. I think we're one of maybe 2 labs left in Wichita, as far as at the high school level. So that's kind of a plus, really, for high school students to have. I think one thing else I could add is I think Wichita really promotes the arts. I think over half of the high school students at Southeast are enrolled in at least one art class or the drama classes, music classes. Watch out. Aren't those gorgeous? Yes, graffito plates. And this is a pottery 1 class. So here at Southeast we have Intro to Art, and then that's a prerequisite for pottery 1. Okay. Right. Mm-hmm. It's just a scratch. They scratch through to the glaze. Right. Right. It's red clay. It's terracotta. Isn't that gorgeous? Well, you have to go buy a ticket. What? Yeah. First half. Okay.